Today, I want to talk a little bit about anxiety. It's both associated with the past and more often than not, childhood traumas, and associated with the future when we let our thoughts take hold of us and run away with imagined things. So, when we're children, different events happen in our lives. Parents say things, teachers say things, friends say things, and then as we get older, peers, colleagues, partners, etc. And as a result of certain things that they say, we take on underlying beliefs about ourselves. And most commonly with anxiety, it's feelings of I'm not safe or I'm powerless. And that could even come from something like when you were little, anytime you did something, you got into some big trouble from one of your parents or both of your parents or a teacher. So this created that feeling of I'm not safe. And being children, we obviously can't stand up for ourselves or we're going to get into more trouble. So it creates this vicious cycle, and we have a tendency energetically to draw more punishing people towards us, if you will. And one of the things that you can do when you feel those anxious moments coming on, when you feel the tightness start in the body, that pit of your stomach feeling that you get, is to number one, notice it right away what's going on. And secondly, start catching yourself with those racing thoughts and just come right back to whatever the present moment is for you. If you're sitting in front of your computer, bring yourself back, because all that's happening is your thoughts are racing ahead into an imaginary scenario that hasn't taken place outside of your mind. What is happening, though, is you are living the thing that you don't want to live right there in your thoughts. So it really does come down to you taking some control of your thoughts. Also, you might want to seek out some coaching or counseling to see if you can find what the underlying beliefs are that you have about yourself, and then learn how to question those against an imaginary scenario that's going on in you and find out whether it's true or not. So let's say you're a pianist and you have a big concert rehearsal tonight or show tonight, and you start to feel that feeling you get when you're feeling anxious. And what's going on in that moment is the thoughts are racing ahead. It could be things like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go out there on the stage and they might laugh at me and they might not like me and they might not like what I'm wearing and I might mess up the keys and da 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 da. I'm not good enough, not good enough to be up there on the bench. I really am not that expert. It's all these underlying unquestioned thoughts that are going on. Well, all that's happening is I'm just sitting here thinking about what may or may not happen tonight. And the truth is, it's just as easy for me to think something very positive as it is for me to think something negative. I could turn those thoughts around and say, wow, I'm so excited about tonight. I've practiced this piece so much. I know it by heart. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to perform beautifully, and everybody's going to be thrilled with my performance. That might sound trite, but truly that's what's going on. And a couple of things you can do are some grounding techniques, some mindfulness practice, even a bit of deep breathing ahead of time, or when those feelings are starting to take hold, just start doing some breathing exercises. Work with a coach like myself to get to the bottom, to get to the underlying beliefs that are causing this anxiety. Let's find out where they started. Let's question the moment that that happened in your life and find out if it's even true. And the more you practice and learn to do that, the less and less and less anxious you will be. I've seen it happen time and time and time again with people that I work with. Come in anxious or depressed, and we'll talk about that in another video, but it can be overcome. It doesn't have to be a lifelong crippling happening in your life. And it's up to you to change. You have to be ready and willing. Are you? Feel free to reach out to me and have a chat.